I inhale his soft, sweet fragrance and shut my eyes for a few seconds. Ryan is 10 months old and the love of our lives. Reluctant to let go of him, I hold him for a second longer before I gently tuck him back in his cot and caress his beloved face, so similar to his father. My cell phone rings and I run to my room, glancing at the clock that shows it's 3 a.m. I pray fervently that it's finally him calling. Please, God, let that be my husband. I lift the cell, scanning the caller ID, and my shoulders slump. Gabriel! I breathe into the phone. Where's Damien? It's been a week since I heard from him. 1 whole week with his phone switched off, and you giving me a different excuse each time I call. I'm scared, Gabe. You can't even begin to imagine the thoughts running through my mind. His silence only fuels my fear. Gabe, please, I plead. Where is he?
Alaya, he's been in a car accident.
No! God, no! I shudder. Is he? I swallow against the pain in my throat and try again because I need to know. Is he fine? Please tell me he's alive.
Alaya, he's fine. He was in a coma for a week. He's just woken up now.
1 week? I gasp out. Why didn't you tell me? Tears burn my eyes, threatening to spill over. His trip to London was planned for 2 days, not 10, Gabe. I've lived in terror this last week ever since I lost contact with him. You knew how worried I was, and yet you fed me with one excuse after the other. How could you keep his accident from me? I deserve to know, Gabe.
Alaya.
Don't you dare try and placate me. I yell, unable to hold it back any longer. You should have called me the minute he was admitted to the hospital.
Alaya, I'm sorry. I truly am.
His voice comes out broken.
This is hard for me too. I didn't tell you because he told me to look after you and Ryan first if anything happened to him. I never imagined that he'd meet with an accident so soon after. You may not understand this now, Alaya, but I did this to protect you both.
Protect us from what? Gabe sighs.
How much do you know of the English aristocracy?
My fist squeezes tighter around my phone. I don't care about the damn English aristocracy. Tell me about Damien. How is he?
Like I said, he's fine now. He woke up a few hours ago. He's injured his head, but he will be fine. There's a lot to tell you, Alaya. Damien hasn't told you entirely who he was.
What do you mean, Gabe? Don't talk to me in riddles. Besides, I know who he was. I shake my head. He is. I know about his life in England. So stop trying to tell me something else. I've known Gabriel Westcott for as long as I've known Damien, which is 5 years now. He's Damien's best friend, his business partner, and was his best man at our wedding. Since Damien was an orphan, Gabe was also the only person to attend from Damien's side. This last week, he's given me one excuse after the other regarding the silence from Damien, and now he's feeding me some nonsense about my husband that I refuse to believe.
Damn it, Alaya. You need to listen to me.
Gabe shouts.
Damien is the second son of the Duke of Kittredge. He returned here to England 10 days ago, not on a business trip, like he told you, but because his father and brother died in a car crash. He came for their funeral, and because of his new responsibility, Damien is now the Duke of Kittredge.
No, I whisper, dropping down on the bed. That can't be true. He would have told me. No, I don't believe you.
Google it now. It's Kittridge.
He spells the word as I grab my laptop and open Google and type the letters. My eyes widen in shock. Oh my God. The cords in my neck strain as I stare at the images on the screen. There are dozens of pictures of Damien. He's at a funeral. He's with an older woman. Another picture shows him with his arm around a younger blonde woman, comforting her. Who are these women? What in the hell is going on? I read tweets on him. the new Duke of Kittredge. Missing son returns after 5 years. The Devil Lord is now the Devil Duke. The internet has the whole history of Damien. It knows things I've never known. My Damien is not Damien Alexander, as I've always known him. He's Damien Alexander Talbot, now the Duke of Kittredge. How is this possible? My voice trembles. How could I not have known?
I will explain it all to you, Elia. But first, you need to come to London as soon as you can. Can you organize to leave Ryan with someone for a few days?
I'll bring him with me. Damien will want to see him.
Elia.
Gabe lowers his tone, and my heartbeat accelerates yet again.
He doesn't remember you. He has no memory of the last 5 years of his life, which includes Ryan and you.
Did he just say that? No! It can't be true! But I know to the core of my being, it is true. This is why my instincts have been roaring at me since the last few days. My stomach plummets, the hollowness spreading through every inch of my body. A whimper escapes my mouth, and I press a hand on my lips to stop myself from screaming.
Elia, are you there? Elia, please say something.
Gabe's imploring voice breaks into my spiraling thoughts. The tears I've so far held at bay flow like a river down my cheeks. I trace a finger down Damien's handsome face on the laptop screen in front of me, and that's when it finally hits me. The man I've loved for the last 5 years has been someone else. He lied to me about everything. He told me he was an orphan, and I believed naively that he didn't have anyone. But now I know the truth. He has an entire life in England, a family I don't know of, and now he's forgotten me. Forgotten our child and our life. I choke down a sob as my heart shatters into a million pieces. Another sob threatens to free out of my lips, but I can't break down yet. I need answers first. Taking a huge gulp of air, I ask, if that is his actual life, then what is this here? Him and me. Was that ever real? Did he even love me?
Stop right there,
Gabe orders.
Elia, you're his world. You and Ryan. In the last 5 years, he's been the happiest I've seen him. I helped him disappear from this life in England that he hated. He abhorred his family. His father was a monster. His brother more so. They were cruel, heartless, and powerful. They'd have never accepted you in his life. And that's one of the main reasons he didn't tell you about them when he fell in love with you. He wanted to keep you safe. He left that life behind when he came to India 5 years ago. Meeting you and marrying you was the best thing that ever happened to him. So don't think for 1 second that he didn't love you.
I remain silent, unable to make sense of what I've learned. My life has turned upside down in the space of a few minutes, and I don't know which way is north or south. I scroll through the various entries on the laptop, and holy shit, there's a Wikipedia entry on Damien. I click on it and glance through details about him, facts I have no clue of. It's as if I'm reading about a completely new person. In that instant, I know that my marriage, as I've known it, will never be the same again.
Elia, please, you need to come here. His doctor hopes that seeing you will return his memory.
I take a deep breath, and then another. There's nothing to decide. Of course, I'm gonna go, because in the end, all my roads will always lead up to Damien. He's my love. He's my life. I need a day, Gabe. I'll be there. Keep him safe for me, please.